So, hello and welcome, people. We are gonna kickstart things, do a couple of Let's Plays, and I thought I'd start off with a light subject and go straight for Dwarf Fortress, probably the most complicated game in the existence of computer games. Seems to be one that quite a few people are looking to learn, perhaps, I don't know, or maybe just want to watch and see what the hell's going on. Anyway, gone straight for a very straightforward thing. That's TweetDeck, you don't worry about that. What you do want to look at is this. This is the starter pack. Straightforward, go to the Dwarf Fortress webpage, which is, if you just want to go over to Bay Area, there we go, boom, Dwarf Fortress, bay12games.com/dwarves. Dead easy, go through the forums, it's been constantly updated by Toady, non-stop updates. At the moment I'm on 40.13, which is the latest pack, and you can check it out as the thing. I'll put the links in the YouTube video as well, if you guys care to try and play along and try and figure out what the hell's going on. Anyway, what is Dwarf Fortress? Massively complicated game. Basically a god sim. You cannot create the dwarves, control the dwarves directly. You merely give them tasks to do, and they will do it. And I'm going to play Fortress mode, which is basically effectively a god sim. There's another mode also in there called Adventure mode, which is the main one he's developing at the moment, which is similar thing, but you go around. First thing you need to do when you've loaded up is create the world. Very straightforward. It will just whiz through all this thing, load of gobbledygook, doesn't make any sense, and then you just need to set your priorities here. Just keep everything on medium and then press go, and away you go. I've already done that for the interest of speeding things up, so we're going to get straight into it. Start Dwarf Fortress, boom, straight through, and it's going to load into the world which I've already created in a moment. You just see a bunch of stuff there. Don't worry about it. It means nothing to you, it means nothing to me. All that is simply the months being laid out for you, and we'll get things going. There's my mouse. Here we go. Bunch of months. And that's the music starting up in the background. So, if you've used the starter pack, what it will install is something called SoundSense, which will want to link to game.log, which will be in your Dwarf Fortress directory. Very straightforward link to it. Right. This is the immediate thing that's going to hit you. ASCII code everywhere. What in the hell are you looking at? Don't worry about that. All you want to do is look down the bottom here. This says find desired location, F. So press F. Gives you a bunch of options at the side on the top right. All you want to do here is, if you want, if it's your first start, you want to basically definitely don't want evil. None of that. You don't want none of that. But the main things you want to look at is soil, clay. Well, yeah, you could have some of that. Whether you want it deep, some, little. It's really not that important for various things. The main thing is this. Metals. You want multiple metals in there. A river helps. You can set up some sort of moat of some variety. Dead easy. You don't want aquifers in your first play. You will not be able to get around them. Flux stones. Very, very important. Apologies. I'm belching here because I've just had some very spicy ramen. Flugstone, very important. You need to get that for later on for steel and stuff like that. Everything else you can probably ignore. So let's do a search. Press enter. Away it goes. So what you're going to do now, you're going to see a bunch of X's coming down the map round here. It's going to just basically mark off the entire map, and it's going to find an area that suits. You see these two little green X's that have appeared? That suits your variables that you've just given it. So that's going to find it in a moment. So as soon as this is ready to go. SoundSense, going back to that. This is a little program here. You can see this is reading directly from your game log. So basically it said, ooh, this has arrived, this is happening. So it's basically because you've started the game up. All it is a simple program. If you need to update it, you press pack update and start update, and away you go. Control your volume, tells you what's playing, and you can also enable disable sounds. There's a lot in there, like for example battle sounds, which I have disabled because of more when you get your army built up later on, they'll be practicing against each other, and it makes a hell of a racket. So we've found a bunch of locations in the background. So press escape because you want to browse results. Don't press enter again because it will start searching again. So what you need to do is first find out where the hell your marker is, which is, I can't see it, I'm blind. I'm looking for an X on the map. There it is, I see it here. this little yellow X, this is what you want to find. So we want to go up to these couple of green ones up here. So these apparently suit our needs. They may be crap, you don't know. You just need to search around. You use U, H, K and M to go up, down, left, right. Yes, it's a weird setup. I agree. There is a lot of UI issues that could be made much better in this game. But I digress. This is a pretty good area. This one here is pretty good. Okay, so basically why is it good? That's what you're wondering, because over on the side here it says sand, some soil, shallow metals, deep metals, fluxstone layer. Basically could have everything we want to maybe create steel. Temperate conditions, trees are sparse, there's not too many of them, that might be a problem. Vegetation is moderate, that's fine. Surroundings is wilderness, which means there will be some pretty wild creatures there maybe. Goblins are at war with you, there's red dots next to it, everybody else is happy. We are the smith of assaulting apparently. Looking at the highness, it's pretty low. It's around here. It's around midway, which you can see the numbers tells you how high the peaks are. So there's a bit of a mountain there. You'll see once I start it. So let's use this place. So to embark, you want to use E to embark. It's basically saying nano embark. Sand indicates a stable position. Embark. Are you sure you want to embark here? Yes, we are. Right. So you can, if you want, go through and pick out some sort of carefully crafted setup if you really want to get deep down into it. But for now, I would suggest you guys, if you're starting out, probably go with this one. So I'll go the same. It's basically got everything already laid out for you. It's got 2 miners, a grower, so you want fields, farming, carpenters because you need to build stuff with wood. There's also a doctor so you can heal guys if they get injured. A hunter, it's going to help you get some meat. Lumber, crafts dwarf, and a cook and a brew. So you've got pretty much everything. If you were to do this yourself, you can see it's a pretty complicated deal. Basically, this guy at the top here, he's been given proficient miner skill up the top here. You can see my cursor, it's highlighting on the side here. I'm pointing at the screen, I don't know why, but you can see my cursor. He's been given proficient miner, so it's been points. Down the bottom of the screen here, you have points. So you could maybe negate that, take him down to 6 if you just want to do that, so it gives you 30 points, so you could use those points elsewhere. But for now, you guys probably don't want to worry about that one. Maybe you're on, your second, third, fourth play run through. You probably want to start looking at that. Also, if you press tab, it shows you also a bunch of items that you're going to be taking with you. You can take anything with you if you really want to, but I would just go with what's on here. The main thing you want is an anvil of some variety, so you can make a metal forge later on. If you don't have it, you need to buy it off traders. And also a bunch of beer and meat, stuff like that. They've basically given you the basics of what would get you as a tutorial start, which is exactly what we're going to go with. If you really, really want to, you can sort out the name of your fortress. Mine's called Wheel Chasm. You can randomly generate it. It goes through a bunch of different names. Arch Castle, sure, whatever. We'll go with that. I'm absolutely fine. Also, name the group. We're called the Beautiful Dyke. I'm going to stick with it. It sounds great. Let's embark. Okay, the Beautiful Dykes are off. I'm not too sure how many women are in my 7 dwarfs that you begin with. So, where do you start? Welcome to your new home. We're going in. Everything gets started, and it will load up any second. It's thinking about it. I'm using a laptop here, so probably not the best. And as much as you guys probably look at this and think, God, this doesn't need a high-end PC, don't believe it, guys. This will test the best of PCs out there, the best of processors, because eventually it will grind your FPS down to dust. So, first thing you see is, what the hell am I looking at? That's what you're wondering. Basically, you've got 3 views. I'm going to get rid of this mini-map. So how I'll do that, I press tab twice. And that shifts it over, gives me a bit more screen side. This is basically your entire commands. You're going to learn these hotkeys. That's the main thing. And if you press F1, it will zoom directly. These are your dwarfs. Now, this is basically it. This is the graphics that you're going to get. Pretty straightforward. There's a river going through. Press K if you really want to look at it. And let's go down. It is a full river. What does a river mean? What's the difference? You can have a brook and a river. A brook you can walk over, a river you cannot. You need a bridge to pass it. What are these dots? These are trees. If I were to go up a layer, which you do holding shift and the greater than less than keys, that's how you go up and down layers. So you can see I'm on up the right hand side here, layer 146, which is your marker there. If you go down, you go, if I press the wrong key, if you go down, you go down to 145, 144, 143, 142. So yes, that does mean there's 140 layers down. That it's pretty deep. You're dwarfs, you're digging deep. And if you go up, you can see the tops of these trees. Going up, 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 big trees, big trees. He's given a whole new depth to the game with the bigger trees and stuff. So, what do we need to do? Where do we start? What are we doing? Well, first we want to look around our surroundings. I'm going to look around the map. You simply use the cursor keys to do that. Scroll left, right, up, down. Basically, keyboard is everything. Ignore the mouse. You'll never use the mouse again. All I'm going to use the mouse for is so I can highlight stuff. So, we will get going. That's the start of a game. I think what I'm going to do is probably stop the video here and start a new one. So you guys, anyone that wants to jump straight to it, straight in the game, ignore the start. You can get straight in there. So let's do that.